Welcome back, rockers. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We got Discord. I'm a little all over the place. Not that that's out of the ordinary. Anyways, yeah, we're getting the Discord set up. New Rock Dynasty Discord. I've been slaving away at that for y'all. Okay, y'all people. You know, a wise man, William Montgomery, once said, I ain't ever gonna stop. I ain't ever gonna stop. And I really felt it when he said on, I believe it was 9/11, he said, I ain't ever gonna stop. I ain't ever going to terminate or cease activity. Anyways, see, what goes into making a Discord server is a lot of gaining weight. It's a lot of getting a neck beard. It's a lot of these things, and I'm a little bit just like brain dead. We're seeing if the camera here is working today. Oh, the Discord server. Join the Discord server. Go down below. Join the Discord server. That's where all of the talk and the yammering and the jibba and the jabba. If you're watching on YouTube, it's in the description of this video. If you're on Spotify, it should also be in the description of the video. And then if you are on any other place, go to the link in the bio. The link in the bio of the profile that you're watching on should have the link to the New Rock Dynasty Discord, where you can be a part of the New Rock Dynasty. You can be a part of such great things as, let's find where it is written. I'm pulling these things up right now. I'm trying to pull them up. Let's see. We're pulling these things up right now. There's a lot of things going on. A lot of people are talking. A lot of these people are saying, "What's going on? What could be going on? What the flip could be going on?" I get some new cologne. We're rocking Afnon 9 p.m. Yeah, I googled. I believe that's a dupe of a Jean Paul Gaultier. Gaultier. Perfume, a cologne. It's got a lot of woody tones to it, like Woody Allen. I really like it because I'm Jewish and it reminds me of Woody Allen because of the woody tones to it. Oh, it's like a reed section. You hear the wood of the instrument played with the reed. Reed, I can't write. Of course, I'm always right. Later in the day, but not quite night. This ain't fight or flight. I'm out in the sight. Y'all diggity? We still working on getting a co-host in this shinriggery. You know that's how we dizzy on the dib down tippy, yo. That's how we do. Like this is Maybach video. What? No. Yes, indeed. There you go. Ow. Woo! We're putting our feet on the wrong spot on the chair. We're putting our feet on the wrong spot on the chair. This camera didn't work the last, 3-4 episodes. What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Seriously, people, what is wrong with that? I don't understand it. It's astonishing. Really, if you try and articulate every syllable. What, my dear listener, what is occurring? Think about it. You're sitting there and you're going, he's not looking in the camera. He's not looking at me. He's talking to someone there. And that's not where I am. I'm right here. See, I'm right here. And you're looking right there. But I'm not there. Yes, the camera didn't work. And I might be talking to this camera. So you don't understand, there's another camera right there. And I might be talking to this camera, and you might be the camera that they're seeing. There's the low-res camera built into the laptop. There's the high-res camera built into the back of the iPhone 14,000. I don't even know what model the iPhones are these days. but something like that. And now you're thinking, why join this new Rock Dynasty Discord server? I mean, what is there to do? And, you thought I was going to say well, didn't you? Yeah, you thought. Yeah, you think a lot of things, don't you? I'm not schizophrenic. No, I'm just hyperactive and I'm hyper conscious of my vocal cords. How are they coming together in this moment to articulate these syllables? Did I have a speech impediment and need to go to speech therapy through middle school? See, we still did not correct it. See, here's the thing, dear listener. I'm going to make a Morgan Freeman and correct how I articulate syllables in relearn pronunciation. But as of now, no, growing up, I wasn't looking into the camera. I wasn't looking at you. And you like when I look at you. You don't like when I don't look at you because it's weird. See, why would someone be. See, now I'm thinking about how I'm talking. I'm thinking I'm right here. I'm like, but I should be here with you. I should be present. I should be in the moment. King. Woo! Okay. Now we're running. Now we're rolling. Let's check how long. Oh, 6 minutes. Look at the hair. The hair's crazy today. I'm looking in the playback. You gotta know Maybach. You gotta go way back. Down low. Down with the old East Side flow. Oh, you don't know? Simmer dimmer. I don't know. I don't know. What's up with that? Yeah. Man. Yeah, I'm always perpetually, I've got like all this energy, but I'm also like really like tired, you know? So I'm on this edge, you know? And I'm straddling the edge, and then we're going. Boom, but then you can't sleep, but then you're awake. But then when you're awake, you want to be asleep. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Tuck yourself out. You might be thinking, why is the hair like the hair? It's because I took a shower right when I woke up. And then, actually, I wanted to take the shower right when I woke up. And then the people called. And we love the people. We love my mother wanted to talk to me. And then my buddy, my friend, he wanted to talk to me. He happens to be black. I had to mention it. He happens to be black. Don't hold that against him. No, I'm kidding. You can hold whatever you want against whoever you want. No, but I love him in spite of his. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. See, this is called joke. Anyways, no. So my friend, unfortunately, happens to call a lot. Actually, right when I want to get in the shower. No, he's a fun guy. He's a fun person to gab with. But when you want to get in the shower, you're like, I can't talk. I mean, I can do whatever I want. I have free will. And as much as anyone can have free will, I've got free will in this moment, gosh darn it. You know what was good? I was listening to Joey Rogan, and he had Sam Talent on, and I was unaware that Sam Talent played in a lot of hardcore punk bands. And so it was nice. And they were talking about, I think they were talking a little bit about rock music and kind of that scene and things like that. And it was good. It was interesting. And before that, I watched Bert Kreischer was talking to this man, Hardy. I've not listened to this man's music. He looks like Kid Rock. If Kid Rock had a love child with that guy Sketch and they had a kid, that's kind of what he looked like on the Bert Kreischer Bertcast. And that's the only place I saw this guy or ever heard of him. And now that I'm Woody Allen, I can't talk about it. No. And so, yeah, they were talking about like, oh, I think rock's coming back. I think, you know, these country artists, they're the ones leading the groundwork. And then rock's going to come back. It's like, oh my God, that's us. How did they know? Oh my God. And that is us. And you know where we are? In the Discord. In the Discord. let's see what I got. Let's see what I wrote. I'm writing out the mission. Our thesis. Become your own MTV. Break your favorite bands and bring back rock. Become our own MTVs. You are the station that brings people the new music. And the better one of us does, the better all of us does. It's like the stand-up comedians figured out. Now, this is the controversial one, or at least it will be now, but it'll be obvious later, is instead of, okay, to play one show as a rock band with like let's say 2 guitars, drums, bass, one of them sings. Yeah, it's 4 people. Okay. It's going to take hours. Like hours and hours. Let's call it 3 hours. 6 times to get a pretty good set, worked out, live show, props, theatrics, and let's say that's only half an hour, right? And if this is your first gig, to book that gig is going to take hours and hours of networking and going to other people's really bad shows and seeing really bad bands because they didn't spend hours rehearsing. And that's to get one decent video maybe, but now you need expensive recording equipment and the logistics of recording your set right off the rip, like this whole thing, to go play a show for maybe 18 people who are going to leave their house. Why is anyone going to leave the house to see you? Like, this is so dumb. So dumb. So, podcast overperforming. Shocker. If you start that way, every hour you spend, instead of 30 hours to get ready and to try and get some video of a show, if you podcasted every day for a month and you found literally anyone who has an audience and you started getting some of them to do it with you, and then you started making TikToks, in the same amount of time it would take you to book your first show and play it and try and get some video, with the band members trying to leave and quit or do their own thing, or they just got busy, or the bassist got a girlfriend, so like they don't really exist anymore, they're not coming to practice. How about instead of that, you just, I don't know, got 30,000 followers on TikTok, had one of your songs go viral, or even just you playing in your bedroom. So now when you do release a song, there's a bunch of people ready who are excited to see it. You're no longer a nobody, because here's the thing is, this idea of somebody and nobody doesn't anymore. It doesn't mean like I'm world famous, everyone knows me, or no one knows me. It really means when someone sees that you have a song out, are you somebody to them? Because if when Greg sees it, sees that, oh, Black Licorice put out a new song, let me go check out this new song by who? No thanks, because odds are it's going to be bad. That's odds. Odds are going to check something out. You're either not going to like the genre, you're not going to like the songwriting, you're not going to like the vocals, you're not going to like the guitar tone, you're not going to like how long they let the things go, because no one's got producers, no one's got engineers, no one's got songwriters, no one's got people helping them work on the lyrics, no one's got people investing time in the album artwork, no one's got them investing time, you know what I mean? Like putting songs together versus staggering them, 6 to 8 weeks apart, or doing an EP, or doing an album, or playing shows to support it, or going on media appearances, doing media, and so you're no one to them. And so the odds are when they click on that, it's going to suck. And so if 90% of the odds are it's going to suck and they don't know you, they're definitely not going to click on it. And if they do, they're going to be like, yep, I was right. And then they won't after a while. But if they've seen you interview other people they know and seen those clips pop up on their feed, and after 10, 12, 11 clips, and then they see an episode of your podcast pop up, I don't really want to. Then if it happens 30, 40, 50, 60 days in a row, they start to like just see you popping up. They see your podcast. They go, well, maybe I'll check it out. And all it takes is one podcast where they're in the right headspace and they go, you know what, I kind of like this guy. I like a part of his personality. A part of his personality reaches a different part of me and it develops something within me. It's good to spend my a part of my time in that person's headspace, I think I'm gaining something from that. I think even if it's just distracting me from my own stuff going on, I like it. And so then they're exposed to you. You're somebody, you're known, you're a quantity. So now that song pops up. New music video, new song, Black Licorice. It's posted on Connor Farrell YouTube channel. I've watched a couple podcasts on there. It's like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's 3 minutes. Let me click it. I'll give it a try. Like, there's no reason not to. I already like the guy's podcast. I like who he has as guest, even if I think his friends are funnier. Like, for me, like, I never got Jeremiah Watkins, the comedian. He just always felt like too much of like a youth pastor. Nothing wrong with it. And actually, I do like him now. Like, I think he's a great comedian. But just for the longest time, I would see a clip of him and I'd be like, man, he's like the least funny person in the room. And it wasn't clicking. And then eventually, even before it clicked, it was like Jeremiah Watkins' special popped up. I was like, even though I don't really think he's that funny, but he's a nice enough guy and he's friends with people that I do think are really funny. I'm like, I gotta check it out. Because what if it's hysterical? What if it's incredible? Oh my God. And so I check it out. And it's like, okay. But that's what other people are thinking too. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. They need a reason to click. So there's going to be controversial rock stars. It's like before you work on the music and all that stuff and like develop your voice and all this stuff, it's like, how about you give anyone a reason to care about anything you're doing? Oh my God. Oh my God. Why would I do that? Woo! You people love that in your ears, don't you? Ooh, I know you do. I know you, John. John, that's your name, right? No, I'm kidding. It's Lucy. It's Greg. It's Daniel. It's Dax. What are you married to? Oh, shoot. Messing up the reference. Not Kirsten Wig. Oh, this hurts. This is bad. It's a decent reference, but like this is bad, like me not getting it. Kirsten Wig. What are you married to Kirsten Wig? Your name's Dax. What are you, Dax Shepard? Oh my God. Known for such classics as the movie Idiocracy, 2003, brought to you by Mike Judge. That might be 2004, 2005, or 2006. I don't quite recall. I was a small child being born in the year of our Lord, 2002. I have little recollection of some of these dates as they pertain to when films were released around me being a child. See, how can I know these things? Now, you want to give them a reason. You want to give them a reason to care. You want to be a somebody. You want to be a person that the brain recognizes as someone. So that when they see you've done something artistic, they go, let me at least check it out. The least I can do is check out 5 seconds. If it totally sucks, boy, was I right. It totally sucks. But if it doesn't, oh my God. So it's like, yeah, the least I can do is 5 seconds. Check it out. It's like, that's how you're going to do it. Shocker. Shocker. You know, it was great because Bert Kreischer started that thing, that interview with the Hardy guy. And he was saying, yeah, I just got done talking to a comedian right before I came in here, a mediocre comedian who's coming off a stadium tour. Mediocre stadium tour. Mediocre. But it's because of the podcast thing. And they even say that. And it's funny because I see, like, you got these big musicians, but either the podcasts are all done by fogies who work at the big record labels, and all the musicians are people who made it through the record label system, so they're doing everything as a favor. It's just weird because it's going to be, with rock, it's going to be much more DIY. And that's the thing I liked about here in the Sam Talent is it's this punk DIY thing. But here's the thing with the punk DIY stuff. that means you can't have any BS. You can't have any malarkey. You can't have any of that going on, right? Because there's no one to blame it on. It's you failing or it's you succeeding. It's just, it either is working or it's not working, and you can't ignore it, right? So back in the day, that was like, we have to play the road, we have to gig, and we just have to keep doing it, and eventually we build up the audience. That's not true anymore. It's just not. The game's changed. People aren't just going out. People aren't going to go out and see you really on large. They're not going to go out and see you until you're a somebody. To them. Like Jeremiah Watkins, if I say, hey, you know the comedian Jeremiah Watkins? My dad's going to go, no. He's in the loop as much as people in their 50s, almost 60s are. Same with my mother and same with my brother, who's my age. My 20-something brother who has, but like isn't like a super comedy fan, but is a super like rock fan and loves video games and is like an intelligent guy, like super high IQ, probably, higher than mine, if you can think about that. Higher than the 190 IQ Jew? I mean, who are we talking about? What kind of intangible characteristic are you trying to articulate? I mean, really? Higher IQ than me? What's up with that? Nothing. What? So random. Yeah. 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 Who did that? Who's doing that? Ooh. Even I don't like to hear that one. Ooh. Nope. No. I got the dog hanging out with me. He does not like hearing that. Never mind. Dog is mine. Just checking. Just checking. I mean, party people. Let's keep it fluid. Let's keep it real, party people. Here's the thing. Everyone's lonely. And I'm not lonely. I've got plenty of friends, and I love them, and they're great, and they're nice, but boy, can they not keep up with me. And this is not a mean thing against them, but it's just like, I don't have time. Some people you hang out with, you feel energized after. Some people you hang out with, you feel like you lost your momentum. You're losing your mojo. I like friends who I feel like I'm in the zone and like we're charging up mojo and we're unstoppable. Like, that's who you want. And so the funniest thing is, not only do I get to bring back rock, I guess the thing is, you want to be careful with the ego thing. So you bring back rock. No, I don't know. I think I'm too neurotic to get like that big of an ego. No, I can't. And no, I'm so self-critical. Oh my God. Ego. I probably need I need more like confidence. Yeah, definitely. No, so loneliness. And so this is the thing. I'm not really, they say like you're in a room full of people, but you have never felt more truly alone. It's because it's like I'm trying to look for like rock people, but also like not rock people. Like, I'm going to have to show everyone what's up. I mean, that's what we're going to do. Because that's the thing is it's not just like, oh look, Connor did it. It's like no 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 no. The 701, the Rockers. Like I gotta unite the Rockers. We gotta unite the Rockers, and that's the real thing. And the only way you do that is show them how it's done. You bring them together. No, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna finish reading the thing. It's all bullet points now, but let's get real. Let's get real. We know what the heck is going on, okay? I'm avoiding being, incessantly incendiary. Alliteration. I love it. So here we go. Thesis: become our own MTVs. The better one of us does, the better we all do. Podcasting over performing. That's the first thing you got to do. Until you are successful as a podcaster, you're wasting your time performing. You're wasting your time with it. People need story. They are increasingly going to care only about story, your brand, joining you on the narrative of your journey of your life. The reason these dorky episodes with me doing this, I'm always going to be dorky to a certain extent, but in a lovable, affable way. Guys, it humanizes me. It's like seeing Ryan Reynolds in the movie Waiting, when he's got the chubbier, younger cheeks of a spunkier guy. And then you're going to see me as super Giga Chad at like 35, and you're like, whoa, you're so handsome and like beyond reproach. Oh my God. But then you'll be able to go look at the nice, endearing little videos of me before it all blew up, before it all happened. Or you're joining me right now. And this is the best because we're going to be like the, first ones. Like, we're going to like literally blow the lid off the thing. Like, it's going to be crazy. People are going to be like, oh my God, this Black Licorice band and all these bands, like these new Rock Dynasty, like, they're like huge. They're playing stadiums. Wait, when did they start podcasting? Wait, they all started podcasting less than a year ago? How did this happen? Well, probably not the comedians, since we're probably going to get the comedians on the podcasts and spread the message to them. The message is bring back rock. We want them all to become their own MTVs, break your favorite bands. And the way we're going to do it is people want a story. They want to connect. They want there to be someone. They want you to be someone to them. So the way you do that is you publicize your personality. You go from being a nobody to them to being someone. It's going from 0 to 1. And so you want to give them a reason to check out your rock, yada, yada. Then for the rock show in particular, we got 5x5, Rock's Alive. If you listen 5 minutes a day, text it to 5 friends. Before you know it, the show's huge, huge. Leave a comment, engage with the show. 701st, blow up TRS. So first goal is blow up the rock show with Connor Farrell. 0 to 1. Once we get to 700 average views within the first 30 days in each episode, that's when we're really cooking. Is the threshold for stuff to go crazy. New Rock Dynasty is the decentralized network of icons putting each other on the map. The collection of the MTVs is the New Rock Dynasty. It's the new era. All the different little kingmakers and kings and queens and lords and lordettes. And then, let's see, collaborate and community over being a perfectionist Redditor, neckbeard in their basement, making their obscure death metal core album. Rock Unity, the place for politics is in your music and your podcast if you so choose. The place for unity is right here. Likewise, crass language and insults can take place in your art. But outside of slight jabs, we're here to keep things respectful, civil, and welcoming. We will prune you from the Garden of Eden if you attempt to defecate in it. Ooh! Find you don't have anything nice to say about another's music or art? Voice it on your podcast, bub. Not in the Discord. Not in the Discord. If you want to attempt to cancel another individual or group active on the Discord, the place for that is outside of the server. The place for that, I'll say it again, the place for that is outside the server. This server is like the Continental from John Wick. Like, we know you're all assassins, but there is not so much as to be a speck of vitriol expressed towards one another inside these servers' walls. Like, we don't care who started it. You're out. Okay? Keep it neat, keep it clean, keep it respectful, because this is about unity. You want to be divisive? Do that in your own time. Let's talk about that. Yeah, real talk. You want to be a diva, you want to be causing controversy where the otherwise wouldn't. You do that in your own time, partner. You can kick rocks, bub. I tell you, bub, it's been about 30 minutes of the show already, bub. Look at that. So tempting to go to 50. I said I was going to do only like a 5-minute podcasting. Yeah, 5-minute podcasting. I said 5-minute procrastination. I know I recorded this one kind of late. In theory, I should do another one right after this. Should do like a mini one and then make that tomorrow. Since this is coming out late tonight, that one will be a short one tomorrow night at 5 p.m. That buys me time to get a day ahead. Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to end it here for today, but join the Discord below. Or go to the next video and join the Discord there. Anyways, love you. Yeah. Well, really appreciate it. Genuinely. No, I know I'm a little all over the place and hyperactive, but I really appreciate it. It means the world to me that you're listening. Straight up, like, you could do anything with your time, but there's something truly magic. There's something truly special going on here, and we're gonna be a part of it. You and me, it's gonna be, it's gonna be what sets off a whole new era. Yeah. So, thank you. Honestly, it's it's pretty wild. I mean, I'm gonna be real. It's insane. As if I haven't been brutally honest all the time, the whole time I've been talking. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy, and it's just crazy that we're both here. I mean, we're both gonna, yeah, like, and no one knows. That's what it keeps coming back to me. No one knows. No, but no one knows that this is happening right now. Like, they don't know. Like, and we could blow it up. Like, the podcast could be 1,000 listeners per episode within a month. Okay, cool. And then a month after that, I've got the sponsors, and I've been doing that, and we've been doing an episode a day. Now we're starting to really get guests, and maybe some of the sponsors helped us get guests, right? And it's really starting to grow. It's like, okay, now it's getting like 5,000 viewers, but really the thing is going to be like, let's say we get a comedian on who's friends with a bigger comedian that we know likes rock and roll, right? And is like waiting for it to come back. So we talk about it on the podcast with the smaller comedian, and we take a clip of it, a reel, and we go to Instagram where you can both post something together at the same time, where both accounts are posting it, our account and the small comedian. And so the smaller comedian and us are posting it, talking about how the bigger comedian should come on, and we at them. And so they get it as they were tagged in a post and mentioned by another person they know, their friend, and potentially you could get a 3-way DM between all three of you, perfectly setting up for them to come on the show. So let's say that's month 2. Well, if month 3 we have bigger comedians coming on, like big, successful touring comedians with their own podcasts with tens of hundreds of thousands of views per episode, and they're about the mission, and they're helping us get bands to come on, or let's say they have us on any podcast that their friends have, like, and they put us on a platform where I get to go and talk to 100,000 or 200,000 people, even if our audience is like 30,000 an episode at that point. We'll talk to 300,000 people, can bring a lot of bands and people who want to come and join the show. And that's the crazy one. It's like eventually, if you get Bert Kreischer, like just I'm using an example, he knows Corey Taylor. He knows everyone from Papa Roach. And so if it goes, we have Joe List on, and then we have Corey Taylor on, and then we have, I forget his name, but the frontman of Papa Roach. And then we have another comedian, let's say Dan Soder on. And then we have Big J. And then we have your band. We have you. And then the next day, right, we have your friend who we both met because they joined the Discord. And I'm breaking down the exact process you do it with. You would find literally, because here's the thing, you could start with the smallest comedian, but it's the 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon thing. So after 5 months, you're getting to the biggest comedians. And half of them, probably more than half of them, are big rock fans. And they don't need to think I'm particularly compelling and entertaining, or that Black Licorice, my band, and my music taste is particularly their cup of tea. But if they understand that this is the new MTV, it's the Rogan of rock, we're making a giant platform to launch other platforms that launch other platforms, that launch other bands, that launch other artists, that have a giant worldwide resurgence of rock. Like, you tell that to one guy who tells it to this other guy, they come on, tell another guy, before you know it, you're at the top of the food chain in terms of connections to other people, to big rock stars, to big celebrities and comedians and different people with their own audiences that they have built up, their own fan bases, right? I mean, let's say you get Andrew Huberman on. Let's say you get, I forget the name, but the lead singer, the guy from Rancid, because he's friends with Andrew Huberman, who's friends with Tom Segura, who's friends with Bert Kreischer, who's friends with Big J. Okerson, who's friends with Dan Soder, who's friends with Joe List, who's friends with, I don't know. But you get what I'm saying. You can work back all sorts of crazy. You get Lex Fridman, and he's friends with Rick Rubin, who's friends with every single major rock band of the last 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Pretty much all of rock and music history, Rick Rubin's a direct line to. And so it's like kind of funny because it's like he doesn't have to like any of my music or think I'm particularly compelling in any single way. But if he understands that you might be the best thing ever, and I'm spending all my time bringing you to everyone. Okay, let's say we get to the Rogan point. 1 million people an episode watch. Every other day is going to be you. It's going to be your friend who you met on the Discord. It's going to be more people. Every other day is going to be people who no one knows yet. And we're going to show you to 1 million people and tell them to go check out your podcast. Even if they don't like it right away, you're probably going to get at least 1,000 of them who like you. And now you're making a full-time living. That's the game, bud. That's the game. You get someone like Bert Kreischer or any of these people to understand that, they go, oh, what if there was a Joe Rogan, but instead of bringing comedians on every other day, they brought on rock stars, and they could take someone who is an open micer in terms of rock, and they could become a superstar within 3 weeks. How do you find the next Kurt Cobain? How do you find the next Paul McCartney? How do you find any of these people? How do you find the next Sting? How do you find the next Henry Rollins? How do you find the next Julian Casablanca? How do you find the next Damon Albarn from Blur and the Gorillaz? How do you find the next one of any of these people? How do you find the next Jack White? How do you find the next Black Keys? How do you find the next Metallica? How do you find the next Dave Mustaine? How do you find the next any of these people? How do you find the next Dimebag Darrell? How do you find the next Joey Ramone? How do you find any of these people? How do you find Johnny Rotten? How do you find any of these people? How do you find any of these people today? You don't. That's the truth. You don't find any of these people. Well, do you want to? Because you can. That's the truth. You reach a couple people with that. All it takes, it could literally go in a line like that. So I want to get a guy who was a friend of my family always growing up and is a good friend, very funny guy. But he's very crass. And so I want to see if I can get him to agree to doing the show as co-host, just so it can be a little more fun and a little more interesting. But I want to see if he can tone it down. But it might end up being me and my buddy. Actually, he did one of the very first early episodes of the show, Dave Levine. So I'm going to see if I can get Dave Levine to be the second mic on the show, when he's available. And let's say that's the main couple episodes, is like an hour a day of Connor and Dave. And it's funny. It goes all over the place. We talk about rock music. We talk about life. We talk about a lot of stuff. We publicize our personalities. And this guy is a freaking freak of nature. He's so entertaining. He's so charismatic. He's incredible. But then we get one comedian who's 2 or 3 degrees of separation from another comedian. From like Bert Kreischer or Big J. Okerson, who's friends with, I don't know, Olive Korn. A doom duck boom duck karina boom duck boom duck kabina bina doom doom something bad, something I'm gonna bad something I find, something takes a part of me. So it could be me and Dave every day, and then we have an hour a day kind of ready to go. And then if we get a comedian, and then we get another comedian, and we get another comedian, we slot those in, and I put 2 on the same day. So now you've got 1 podcast one day, 2 the next day. So basically every day you'll have at least an hour of, let's say, like me and Dave. And then maybe every other day you'll also have a comedian or a musician or someone coming on. So you're going to have hours worth of The Rock Show coming up all of the time. And here's the thing, let's say it's me and Dave every single day. It's Dave and I, actually Dave and I. It's Dave and I every single day for at least an hour or 50 minutes plus 12 minutes of commercial. Which is an hour. You can see I got a little aggression. And so that's what I take out of myself. By the way, I was saying that earlier, right? When I said I don't think I'll ever get an ego because I'm too self-critical. That's probably the first thing. I should probably stop being angry with myself. Well, that's the weird thing is I'm not even, I as a human with my brain am not angry. Logical thinking person. But anger, these emotions, they flow through me. And so you got to remind yourself those emotions aren't you. There's something that's like happening through you, you know? And so I think, even just observing the fact that you're having an emotion changes your experience because you're not experiencing the emotion. Maybe partially you are, but you're mostly experiencing observation, introspection, which is, something interesting to think about. But so what we're talking about, yes, let's say you got an hour a day of Dave and I broadcasting. And then on top of that, you throw in, let's say, I'm trying to think, here's what it was. Guy who opened for Tim Dillon for a while, like Patrick. I think I followed him on like Instagram because he's very funny. And I think he did a podcast with like Colin Turrell or someone, or maybe it was Adam Friedland or whatever. Or you get some of these people. And let's say you get some of these people. So let's say we got Pat Guy, then we got Colin Turrell, and then through Colin, a couple days later, we get another comedian. Maybe we get Soder. Maybe we get, Big J. Okerson. Maybe you get someone. And it's just, you keep chaining them. And before you know it, after just a few weeks, the show can be at the point where it's huge. And here's the thing is when you've got the whole world watching, you can bring all of them together. The rockers can unite. That's the point of the Discord server. That's the point of the 701. Now, what's a byproduct of that? The 701 get to become rock stars because all the rock fans and the people who want to work on making rock music together, not only do the 701st have hundreds and thousands of dollars per year in income from which they can live off of and spend a bunch of that money hiring producers and paying people. And now those people have a full-time job making music and working with different rock artists. They've also got a fan base too because they can have their podcast and they can reach artists and they can come on the rock show. The whole thing, it's once it happens, there's no going back. Rock is back. The whole community, the whole economy, the whole ecosystem. And that's what's going to be more important than nations going into. I said I'm not getting political, but I guess I am. It's going to be cultural centers in economies. That's what's going to take over. That's what's going to be influential, I'll at least say. Not that it's going to take over in a sense that there isn't going to be governing bodies and passports. No. But I just mean in the sense that you're going to have society and what day-to-day life is like is going to be shaped by what we do, what actions we take as individuals coming together into groups. That's what's going to shape what happens here. That's the realization these people, because once you see it, you don't unsee it. It doesn't go back into the box. It's not a pendulum swinging back and forth. It goes one way. It's the unstoppable force, the immovable object. Wait, no, it's the unstoppable object, the immovable force. You do not shake it from its path. It will happen. And so either it can take 12 years or it can happen tomorrow. That's up for you to choose. So if you want to, go join the Discord. Do the 5x5 Rocks Alive. Do it for 30 days. Join the 701st. Bring back rock. Even if you're just the radio DJ and you're telling people what you like and what kind of music you're digging and what's going on in your life and how you're feeling and and just what you're liking right now. And then you eventually are starting to bring bands on. Now you're doing that full time. You're full time just telling people what you like, introducing people to good music. Even if that's what you want to do, you don't want to play an instrument, you don't want to do nothing, you don't want to design album art, whatever. Join. Okay? Go to the Discord. Because there's someone who needs what you've got in your brain. And that's the place to give it to them. You want to be a part of something bigger? Well, I do too. And for me, that's rock. It always was going to be and it always will be. I can't change that. So, it's up to you. Discord is in the link below or the link in the bio of my profile. The new Rock Dynasty awaits. But will you answer the call?